there wasn't no predominant information that said these are the reasons why they have lockdown. It just said that they have lockdown and now they've got the curfew there. If you're out after 10 p.m. without reasonable cause, you can count over a £10,000 fine. Bare different things. So, what I don't understand is, obviously we're going to see more cases because of the fact now we are testing. So obviously before we weren't testing, we didn't know who was and who wasn't. But now we're testing, we can see the cases. So that's number one. And obviously the cases that we're seeing, it's not like exponential that we've got to take urgent movement into destroying our own economy. And not only that, it's destroying the psychology of our human being. Yo, welcome back to another week of Real Fake News with myself, Jago, and today I have got with myself.
You got Renee. Hello, hi. Hope you're all good.
Hey girl, you got Lynette from Digital Captures GB.
Jeez. So yeah, man. This week has been madness. It's getting mad with this lockdown situation. I am not liking it. I am upset. First and foremost, you guys, what is it that you've encountered yourselves, maybe in your own life, that you've seen that doesn't make sense with this lockdown stuff?
I think just this whole the rule of 6 is just pathetic, because I go to work with 300 plus more, 800 people this weekend, surrounded by all these 800 people that I don't know, and I'm allowed to be around them. I'm allowed to travel. I'm allowed to go to the supermarket with all these random people, but I can't chill out with people that I know and I know their whereabouts more, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's just all a madness, really.
Yeah, I mean, that rule of 6, I don't know how long it can last. I mean, they're talking about 6 months of lockdown. And
yeah, they're looking to continue into next year.
Which is obviously absolutely ridiculous. I just feel that it's going to cause so much civil unrest, this thing, man. There's going to be so many problems.
Especially if it comes towards Christmas, because I think, did Boris or something say, oh, maybe he'll make an exception at Christmas, but then when it came to Eid, they imposed the lockdown for Eid at like 10 p.m. at night or something, and It was okay to lock that down, but now they're already in talks before we're even in November, let alone December, about easing the restrictions for Christmas.
Yeah.
So
Boris,
that's another madness in itself.
He's confused, man.
Yeah, it's all very confusing. No one don't really know what's going on, to be honest. Like, it's affecting a lot of events and businesses and stuff like that. People with weddings and funerals. Like, it's heartbreaking for a lot of people that's still having funerals right now.
Yeah.
Like, they're still keeping it at the number of 30. You can have 200 people in a restaurant, but you can't have your close family and friends at a funeral.
Yeah.
And weddings as well. I've happened
weddings
to...
gone down to 15.
Gone down to 15.
Weddings that have now gone down to
Yeah. Well, do you know what? I think it's all dependent on the size of the building that you're in, because my brother got married last week or the week before, and he was only, him and his partner only allowed 11 people inside the room. Imagine.
Yeah, because they got taken into account the registrar and everything like that. They're counted in as well. Yeah.
Well, did everyone wear masks as well then at the wedding?
Yeah, we all had to wear masks, but my brother and his partner didn't have. They was allowed not to wear masks.
Okay.
But everyone else wore them.
Okay, I mean, yeah, like you're saying, it's very confusing, this whole thing, man. So you got the rule of 6, but they still send the kids back to school without proper protection. I don't understand that at all, mate.
Yeah, sorry, I was just saying.
Separated into year groups, and they're only associating with their year group. It's safer, which I don't see how that can work.
No.
Well, in my little sister's school back at home, I think somebody got a coronavirus there. I think maybe one or two of the pupils, so they've all had to self-isolate. But it's like, where did the kid get it from in the first place? It's come from somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's messed up the whole school. And I think another school, maybe I think one of my cousin's child, if I'm right, school had to isolate as well. So
yeah, it doesn't makes no sense, because eventually all schools are going to have to isolate, because there's always going to be one kid that's going to get it, and then that kid obviously is going to bring it home to their family, and if they spread it into their whole year, if that's the bubble, then everyone in that bubble will go back to their families too. So it's like it's a bit, they're trying to do like a herd immunity thing, trying to get everyone to catch it.
Well, I think there's been there is confusion, because I think they're still kind of under the impression that the kids can't get it, or the kids are somewhat, immune or less likely to get it. But obviously that's proved different.
I thought they said that it's the youngsters that are more susceptible right now.
Oh, is that? Oh, see, there you go. Is that what they're saying now?
Yeah.
They will say that again. They said what? It's because of what?
Young people are more susceptible to the corona now, to the COVID-19.
I thought it was more to do with pubs and bars being open, because there's arguments going on with how can pubs and bars be open and schools being closed.
Exactly. Exactly.
But then this whole curfew thing don't make sense. Sorry, what did you say?
No, sorry, say it again. What don't make sense?
No, what did you? Oh, right. I'm saying the whole 10 p.m. Curfew thing just doesn't make any sense, because everybody's going to pile in earlier.
10 o'clock, corona gets even more wilder, innit? It grows at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, like the gremlins.
About 7 o'clock in the morning, so you're safer.
That's crazy. And then I heard in Wales, Cardiff and Swansea have been put on lockdown completely now. Yeah.
The case has been risen there.
But this is the thing, there wasn't no predominant information that said these are the reasons why they have locked down. It just said that they have locked down and now they've got the curfew there. If you're out after 10 p.m. without reasonable cause, you can count over £10,000 fine. Bare different things. So what I don't understand is, obviously we're going to see more cases because of the fact now we are testing. So obviously before we weren't testing, we didn't know who was and who wasn't. But now we're testing, we can see the cases. So that's number one. And obviously the cases that we're seeing, it's not like exponential that we've got to take urgent movement into destroying our own economy. And not only that, it destroying the psychology of our human being. I mean, one of the reasons I'm majorly upset is the fact that regardless of how much I earn at work, which is not bad at all really, I love getting up and going in and hitting the challenges and then coming home knowing that I've smashed challenges. Now, if I don't have that in my life and I'm not self-motivated in like what we're doing now, like vlogging and stuff, like how depressed and how like unmotivated would you be in life? How kind of close to suicidal when responsibilities fall on your head will you be?
Well, that's the whole thing. Suicide rates and even domestic violence rates has gone up during the whole COVID situation.
And that has it even been addressed? I haven't even heard no one address this.
All they've done is do little backdoor addresses where they're saying, oh, okay, well, if you are in a domestic violence situation, we'll just come and speak to us privately and we'll get you moved out of the house. That's the most that they're doing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But isn't that the case normally when you're getting abused anyway, that you can call certain people and they can help you out?
What was the question?
Don't they have like a community or set of people that help people that are abused anyway in their homes?
Yeah, no, they have set up like a special phone line system where you can say a special safe word or a safe sentence when you call up to say, look, I'm in a situation, I need help now. So that your abuser, if they're in the room or listening to the conversation, they don't know what's happening.
Okay. But yeah, the suicides though, that's a major part, man, because that comes down to mental stability. And if like a lot of the country are going the way where they're mentally incapable of like interpreting how to deal with what's going on, then eventually they're all just gonna bust down. Like they're literally, if you've got families, that's gonna be the worst, because if you still got to pay your mortgage and you ain't got to work, what can you do? What are you gonna do, man? That is crazy.
It's all a bit mad right now. And I think even, you know, obviously we're coming to October and furlough's going to end as well. And companies might not be able to keep people on still by then and just getting rid of people.
But I think I did hear that they're meant to try to get that extended. Same way how they had to extend the self-employed grant as well.
Okay.
They are in talk about sorting out the furlough as well.
Yeah, I mean, I know I think there's a new government scheme, which is going to take place from November. I don't know too much about it. I think like they pay part of something, or I don't know if it's part.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I was reading that today.
Say that again.
Yeah, I was reading that today somewhere. That they pay like two-thirds, or they pay a third or something, and then the other 2/3 get paid by whoever else. But yeah, I did see that that scheme. Again, that scheme got me confused, Car. Yeah, the whole country ain't got money. Like, where are they gonna find this money to do this?
Yeah, they've got money stashed away somewhere. Because if they really couldn't do it, they wouldn't do it. That's how I see it.
Exactly. But don't get it wrong. We will be having every money that's been spent during the start of COVID to now. Us as a taxpayers are gonna have to pay it back after this lockdown thing finished. It is still gonna be coming back out of our pockets come next year. Yeah. If they loan out all the money they lent out to big companies and all that kind of stuff, we're gonna be paying that back.
Well, the figure on that was from the money that was loaned, we're £3.3 trillion in debt.
Oh,
we've been in debt for how many goddamn years? We're always in debt. We're in debt to how many different countries, and we can print. I mean, how you can be in debt where you can print your own goddamn money anyways? Someone needs to explain that shit to me. If you can print your own money, you got your own printing machine. How long are you in debt?
Yes, that's
that shit 24/7.
That's there is kind of on the border of insanity in this country. I don't know how well America's doing. I haven't really heard too much from America at all.
No, nothing. Well, not that I've seen, but nothing's popped up.
As controlled as we are, being as controlled as we are when it comes to the COVID situation.
And Italy, I heard, are doing very well. Keeping their COVID cases very low apparently, but they're basically living a life of complete masks, everywhere basically, all the time.
I've got to admit now with this whole mask situation, like at first, I mean I still kind of am, but at first I was just abiding by it, put the mask on, take it off when I can, but it's getting tough now. Like in work I'm finding, you know, my throat's super dry, my face is just hot, you know, I'm getting oily and all this stuff, you know.
Yeah. It's restrictive.
But it's very restrictive, and because in the job that I'm at, I'm talking a lot. It's just too much. That the heat of my breath is just coming back on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a lot now, but it's like where's the line? Do you take it off and risk yourself, or do you just deal with it and keep it on?
I prefer not to wear it, really and truly. And I avoid wearing it as much as I can, but until I get told. When I go in the supermarkets, they're literally handing it to you. As soon as you walk in the door, here, I put a mask on, this and that. But half the staff ain't wearing one. They're not wearing gloves. They're handing you these masks. Yet but you're talking about it's dangerous, but you're handing me a mask with no gloves on and all this kind of stuff. So if it's that dangerous, you could be contaminating me then.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's true.
I mean, I obviously believe that all of this is just fear mongering and creating a scare mentality for the country. I don't know why they need to go as hard as they're going, because they're pulling out all the guns on this thing. Like they've got the media throwing out so much information at people, and reality situations are crumbling around people. People are struggling to survive.
But it's not even just the government that's fear-mongering either. It's us as well amongst ourselves. In our WhatsApp groups and that, people would pass around these random voice notes. Oh, my child came home with an injection. No one gave permission to do that. And half the time, it's just a bunch of bullshit. It is a lot of just scaremongering. Fear-mongering. It's foolish.
Yeah.
People are making up fake voice notes and fake letters and posting it about to get people angry.
Yeah.
It's true, and this is what people do in times like this, isn't it? Just to, start something. But I think, even like just going back to the government, I think literally they're just clueless. They don't have a clue. And, this whole mask thing or just other things and measures that they're taking, they're just throwing it in there to make it look like they're doing something and like they know what they're doing when they don't have a clue. It's just a whole facade thing.
Well, I mean, I was chatting to one of my guys the other day, and I was saying to him, you know what, I really wish I could go in the future like 6 months and see how it's turned out, because I think in 6 months' time we'll kind of guess the whole direction that it's going in and what they're trying to do. Are they really trying to dismantle the people, or are they distracting the people from something else that they're trying to hide? There's so many. Huh?
A bit of both.
A bit of both. I mean,
yeah.
Which one? I mean, what is the ultimate at the end of it? I mean, even the 5G stuff, like before the corona, the 5G stuff got everyone jumping up and down. Oh, they're getting these poles out.
But everyone jumped up and down for 4G. They jumped up and down for 3G. They jumped up and down for 2G. No, I'm not using that stuff. But we love our goddamn phones and all that stuff. So we're going to use it. So stop chatting.
Funniest thing is the people who start moaning about 5G and stuff, and they're posting it all over the internet. But what the hell are you using to post the shit that you're saying?
Exactly. Like, it was said about 4G. It was said about 3G. Like, come on.
Yeah, I hear all that. But, I mean, with the 5G and with the 4G and the 3G, what it is that we're in a time now of digital, basically, revolution, isn't it? Like, the people at the top who are controlling the software are creating transport to the moon, nanotechnology, chips. They're creating everything, innit? And at this time, this signal is most crucial to getting these things up and running, I think, innit? Like, so I know on a basis of people have already been chipped in Sweden, is it? And there's chips use the 5G network, obviously, to communicate. 5G is just a lot stronger, a lot faster, so it's easier to communicate with a lot more bots at once rather than individuals, isn't it?
But doesn't everything always get stronger and somewhat better anyway? Isn't that not just the evolution of things?
The more system, it's going to have to keep on getting bigger. We'll have 5G, we'll have 6G. 10 years time, we'll be on 10G.
100%. 100%. But consider this fact, ladies, yeah? Why buy a PS5 when you can still play your PS3 with all the same games?
Because you can't play with all the same games, can you?
Yeah, they're the same games but updated, better graphics, better things.
Okay.
Right.
Wait, what was the question?
So the question is,
why buy a PS5 if you've got a PS? Well, it's the same thing. Why buy an S10 if your S6 is working? You still like the newer luxury model.
Exactly. Yes. I mean, the point I was trying to say is that, okay, things do get better, but it's not necessarily that we actually need it to get any better, because we still can do what we could do without it.
Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
But then it's a money thing, isn't it? When they throw in these...
Definitely a money thing.
I said you can sweep the floor by using a Hoover instead.
Yeah, real talk. So yeah, and back I mean, if you just go back the last 6 months, you had everything happening from coronavirus to lockdown to masks to Black Lives Matter to Save the Children. Epstein. Yeah, man, you had just so much. I just feel like it's impossible for there not to be a plan. Not that I know that there's a plan or I might know there's an outcome, but I just think that you've just crammed so much into one time, and it's not that they've crammed so much into one time because these things just happened, because these things happen all the time, but they put it into the media and shown us all at once and created a hype behind each one. So
they've done that, haven't they? Because firstly, if we just forget the pandemic for a minute, everything else could have just happened anyway. But the fact that we're all at home, they know there's 90% chance that we're going to see it and going to view it. So of course it's been pushed to the forefront of the media.
Yeah. So yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So although they're bumbling fools, there must be some kind of strategy they're using now anyway, since the things happened.
Well, back to if it was going on before, minus the pandemic, it probably wouldn't be as at the forefront, because we'd all be getting on with our daily lives like normal, wouldn't we? So we wouldn't be so much in the media and in the TV as we are now. So with that agenda or not, it's really, really hard to say, to be honest.
To be honest, I've come away from the TV since last year anyways. Like, I started watching television last year.
Yeah, I don't watch TV much. Oh, well, I don't watch TV.
Exactly. For me to watch a movie today took a lot of energy.
Yeah. No, for real.
Yeah, I mean, I think one strategy which they've used, which is an obvious strategy when you're playing chess anyway, is when something happens, impose certain regulations, and when that thing is over, regardless whether the regulations you imposed had any effect on it or not, you now look like the person that's brought them out of something. And then at that point, when something else happens again, it's easy now to impose even stricter regulations, because people automatically thought, oh, wow, he told us to do this, and now it's not spreading as much. Maybe he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But do you not think that if, let's just say, for example, because I believe that we're like a country or whatever of people who just don't like rules and will not follow rules or do what they're told when they're told. But let's just say that everybody did follow the rules and abided by everything. What would be the need then to do anything any stricter?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So had things have gone differently this time, what would the agenda be then?
Exactly.
I don't see anyone abiding by them this time round. If we didn't follow the first time, we're definitely gonna follow it this time. That's one thing I know.
No, for sure. Because us as a people don't follow rules.
These rules that they're imposing on us are not making sense.
No.
They could structure it out to us 1, 2, 3, 4, and they can't really fully explain it to themselves and make it make sense in their own head. So if you can't make it make sense in their head, how can it make sense in our head?
Yeah. So that's why I think this whole confusion is just they literally are clueless, and as far as an agenda, I don't even think they're that clued up to even have an agenda at the moment, in my opinion.
No, it's not. I would say there is some type of agenda where it's about because I know they're trying to come away from this whole money and make everything contactless and have everybody more controlled in the shops and all that kind of stuff, because that was waiting to get done from ages ago. I think they're trying to jump on this opportunity now to finalize it and get it positioned, because they don't want no one handling money no more and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's true. Which I don't have too much of a problem with it.
That's why they want everything to be online. Everything's got to be online. So when it comes to your money, everything's got to be online. Believe me. Next couple of years, they're not going to be paying for money. That's what they want. To totally phase that out.
Yeah, because I think I don't know if they've already started or they're going to start at the tube stations, saying it's going to become cashless. So everything's just by a card or like Oyster.
Jeez.
That's what I'm saying. Look, you go into the restaurant, you got to pay at your table.
Ah, okay.
Down in the restaurants, and you're paying there and then via an app by your cards. You can't go to the bar and order your drinks and go pay for your food at the front. You pay for everything at your table. Everything's going to be cashless.
Yeah.
You got to pay via your phone.
Yeah, definitely 100% going that way. I mean, with the cashless stuff, it's not really bad anyway, man. It's a progress, isn't it? And it's having money on you as well. Kind of make. I mean, at the end of the day, whatever happens, you're always going to be a target, innit? But what I'm going to say with these curfews and that, yeah. They're saying about £10,000 fine. Now, in
no, the
your
10,000
case,
is for people holding events. 10,000 fine is not people that breaking the curfews. I think it's a £200 fine for that. If you're holding an event, an unlicensed event, that's not got restrictions in place, you get to fine 10,000 or more.
Oh.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, of course it does. They didn't really make that very clear, did they?
No, because that one has been imposed for a little bit, for about the last 2-3 weeks, where event organisers are getting fined on the spot. When police pull up at events, you're getting your fine.
After 10 o'clock, yeah. Everywhere has to shut down at 10.
As soon as they see police, the DJs are grabbing their equipment and running. That's what
Which
it is.
technically means they have to close down before, like a good half an hour, 15 minutes before, anyway, just to be safe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, what it is, they're doing a lot of the headphone parties now, isn't it? So she just one. They don't have no speakers. They just got their deck. They just lift it up and go. Everybody else has got the headphones on their head. The headphone just goes quiet. And like, where's DJ? DJ gone.
Oh, mate.
Oh god.
Yes. What else? What else was there?
I mean, what do you make of the whole? Because now, they're put in the media now about vitamin D, isn't it? Being like I don't want to say a cure, but basically helping the fight against COVID.
Okay.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So take your vitamin D, because it's gonna help.
Some people might take that in the wrong way.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh my god.
These
But
people,
yeah, no.
These people are hilarious, yeah? They make you wear masks and wear gloves and wash your hands all the time and stay in your house when the sun was out, when you get your vitamin D. And now they're telling you when the sun goes home, nah, you need your vitamin D now, son. That's dumb.
Yeah. It's dumb, but you know what? At the same time, like, I think it's stupid, but we're in the UK, like, we don't get that much, sun, or there's not a lot of vitamin D, like, around. If that, like, I know I'm not explaining it right, but I know, like,
we don't get enough sunshine
to get the
and stuff
vitamin
like
D.
that.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, now they're making a point of putting it in the media, that we need to be taking it. But we just need to be taking vitamins in general, which we get from the foods that we eat anyway.
Yeah.
Just healthy living. We've got to keep on doing our healthy living, simple as. You don't need to be taking extra vitamins and injections and stuff like that. We was all being hygienic and washing our hands, all this shit regularly before COVID came in anyways.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
some of us were.
Some people were, but now some people happy birthday to make sure they got clean hands like they couldn't do it before.
Yeah, I mean, I got to admit.
Was it those getting the kids to sing some foolishness?
Yeah, I got to admit, I don't really eat a lot of fruit and veg, innit? That's my failure. I need to start eating more of that. I just eat a lot of fried chicken and sweets and chocolate biscuits and stuff. Yeah, man. Help yourselves, everyone. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Press this button here right now. Jeez.
Yo, press this big red button.
Press this button. Here.
Yeah, button here.
Button.
Button. Red one.